Hi, I'm Melissa from Stratus Admissions, and I'm here to talk to you about how you could decide whether a full-time, a part-time, or an EMBA might be the best option for you. So let's start by defining these programs a little bit, and then we'll jump into kind of the differences. So first, full-time program, generally 2 years. There are some one-year programs. You are leaving your job and being fully immersed in an academic environment, and then finding a job kind of post the program. Most 2-year programs, you get an internship in between. Part-time program tend to be more regional, so you're going to go to a school that's closer to you because you're probably driving on evenings or weekends. You generally can take 3 to 5 years to complete the degree, and you have more flexibility in choosing, if you have a crazy semester at work, taking a different number of classes. Generally, schools would like you to be done by 5 years. And EMBAs, generally these are 22-month programs, so about 2 years, kind of taking out a summer. You are with the same cohort that entire time, and there's a structured meeting schedule. Generally, it's once a month or twice a month in person, and there might be 2 weeks out of the year where you are all getting together, often in a very cool global destination, to have kind of an in-person comprehensive week. So let's talk about differentiators on years of experience. With a full-time program, the kind of middle 80% range we see is 3 to 8 years of experience. If you have, for part-time programs, we tend to see people kind of 5 to 12 years of experience. And if you have 10 or more years of experience, then an EMBA is going to be the best fit for you. Another thing to think about in choosing a type of program is, what is your goal for going to get an MBA? If you're looking to change your career, then a full-time program or a one-year program that's fully residential is going to be is geared to help you change your career. So you have to leave your job in most cases, unless you're sponsored, get an internship or maybe an internship experience while you're in the program, and then you're finding a new job at the end. So the career services are geared to helping you make that transition. Now, if you want to enhance your career, so that could be growing in management at a slightly accelerated pace, or could be being in a technical role and wanting to pivot to a business side of a role, maybe product management in a similar industry. A full-time program can absolutely help you do that, but this is where part-time and executive programs can really come in and give you the skills and the experiences that you're looking to help grow your career. Another big factor people consider is cost. So full-time programs, while they are the most expensive, especially from an opportunity cost perspective, so you are giving up your income and you are paying tuition, they also have the highest scholarships available. So they're not easy to come by, but it is more likely to get a scholarship in a full-time program than it would be in a part-time or an EMBA program. EMBA and part-time programs, you do not have to give up. In fact, it's expected that you will be working through these programs. So the opportunity cost is less, but the tuition is obviously higher, and there is a less likelihood of getting a scholarship through a part-time or EMBA program. Probably the most cost-effective would be online programs, which give you greater flexibility and arguably a greater timeline in which you can complete the degrees. So let's talk about kind of what I think about are the key pros and cons of each of these types of programs. So for a full-time program, I think the biggest pro is that you can make a big career change and that you build really deep relationships with your class because you are living essentially and working with them for 2 years. Probably the biggest con is the opportunity cost, and that you do need to find another job at the other end. So from a risk perspective, right, there's a greater risk there. For part-time programs, I'd say the biggest plus is flexibility on timing. You can spend 3 to 5 years actually finishing the degree, and you get to keep your compensation while you're working. Probably the biggest drawback is out of the 3, I think you probably have the least opportunity to build strong relationships because you might have different people in different classes each time. And for part-time programs, it is more difficult to make a career change. It is more of a career pivot type of a program. For EMBAs, I would say the biggest strengths are the relationships that you get to build and the diversity of class. in that you often have people flying in from different locations once a month or once every other month, and you get to keep working. So from a cost perspective, that opportunity cost again, you just have the tuition. The cons are probably that it's the most expensive program. Now, there are many companies out there that will sponsor people for EMBA, so that's something to consider as well. But this is also a career enhancer. So for those of you that are looking for a change, this might not it is arguably more difficult to make a big change the later you are in your career anyways. An MBA can set you up for a change, but you really need to leverage kind of the skills that you have historically. So as you can see, there are many pluses and drawbacks to each of these programs. And I think what's important is identifying what are your goals for getting an MBA and which of the programs are going to help you achieve your goals the way that you want to make that happen. If you're uncertain as to what type of program might be right for you, sign up for a consultation. We love to talk with people to help understand what your goals are and kind of talk through the pros and cons of your individual situations. Good luck.